up against. And I think if you go up against a Chaos Knight and a Techies, you could just feed over and over again. So, and we all know, CK, like, you are a hero that you do struggle with keeping up in farm if you have a bad lane. Like, you can dominate, but if you fall behind, then all of a sudden you're going to have some issues. So I do have concerns. So with, as the game goes on, there's a lot of AoE. Like, I think Primal Beast is a great hero to be able to deal with the Phantasm illusions. So I think a lot of it just needs to come down to the lane. And I think that's just a big reason why they wanted to pick the hero, just to dominate the Beastmaster.
It's very possible, but I mean, it's Hara that's going to be playing the Spirit Breaker. So Ponyo, he's been playing POS 4 for the majority of things. So looks like he probably is going to be getting paired together with Marblue. I just feel like, kind of like what we were talking about previously, I know it's a Timbersaw, and I know Timber's very strong in lane, but Bloodseeker, Oracle, that's a pretty decent lane as well. Again, once you reach level 3, so it's really just about making sure that Timber has the decent enough start so that you're able to start making these rotations, so that you can build up a lot of these stacks. So, you know, ideal situation, absolutely agree. Techies would be great up top. I just don't know if you're going to get the freedom to do it. Well, maybe they will.
Looks like they will.
I'm interested to see how this this bottom lane goes then, because we were both a little hesitant about Marblue in his previous Timbersaw outings, and now you've got, I mean, Spirit Breaker, it's a decent support, but not for another melee, and not against a Bloodseeker. You know, Bloodseeker is one of those heroes that can really just look to wreck your life. You know, he's even got a blood grenade picked up on himself, so it really just shows the mentality from Holy Grail here as to what exactly they're looking to do.
Well, it's already a good start mid lane for Butterfly Effect. Got his range creep CS and got the range creep denied. So he's off to a good time. And then we'll take a look at how bottom is able to shape up early. You mentioned like level 3, right? That's really the big thing for SJ in summer. Is there no difference now with the Spirit Breaker being here instead of the Techies?
Well, I just feel like you're going to be able to get into a timing that's a little bit better on Holy Grail off the back of this. What is SJ doing? I mean, I know he's trying to connect the waves, but, you know, he's giving up his career in the process. He's making it so that Summer might miss out on a bit of XP. I mean, this is what you have to do on Hara, right? Because this is, like I said, not laneable. I'm sure they scouted out the fact that they did have those couple of blood grenades as well. So they're like, they want to fight, we're not going to give them the opportunity to. What's going on?
I'm so goddamn glad we don't get this anymore.
What do you mean? Here it is, right here.
It's so rare. It's just so rare that this happens, where we have these goddamn lane pulling shenanigans going on, where just there's nothing going on in the actual lane. You're fighting in the jungle. So yeah, we've got it now, but we don't see it too much anymore, which is nice. It's nice to see.
Lane, are they going to be able to connect it? Of course it is. What is a lane these days? I mean, Timber's cleared enough that it's been wide enough there. They might be able to get a kill. I mean, it's still a level 1 Timbersaw, and they still have both blood grenades, I believe, but I guess really just wanting to try and get up onto that level 3 as quickly as possible. Of course, though, that's going to probably bring Marblue up to
top lane.
Oh.
That DQQ should be able to give her first blood. Azukio crits him down, so already a good start. We were mentioning this should be a pretty strong lane here for iG.Vitality.
I didn't quite see because we were so enthralled with what was happening at bottom. I'm guessing that they had been trying to do a similar sort of thing. There's really no other reason for a Pugna to be there if that was the case.
I do care about, yes, it's first blood, but look at the wave for Dome. He's got double range. He also pulled the creep wave to the hard camp as well, so he's going to have great position with the creep wave. I feel like he really doesn't care about the Pugna going down.
You say that, but CK's got like a 600 net worth lead off the back of this. Yeah, he got the first blood, but, you know, early game, solid early game is not what you want to give a CK.
And you might also give away a kill now as well with the jump in. Dome's in some danger with the braces. Stats not enough. They will get a return kill though from DQQ. So maybe them going down is not what you're hoping for, but at least DQQ is able to get some solo experience now. We'll see if the Pugna can make good use of that or not.
We will indeed. And I mean, in the mid lane as well, with the... Is that Pugna? Yeah, Pugna TP to that mid lane to refill the bottle for Garn, I believe. So obviously that lane as well is going incredibly well for Butterfly Effect. Early on, Primal Beast is lacking a little bit of armor to be able to play around with. basically only has the bottle at this stage. Butterfly Effect is just dominating this lane. And this is the issue that we were talking about, right? Like, who is actually going to be the one making the rotations towards this lane to be able to help you out a little bit? Like the fact that DQQ didn't get greedy and go for the water rune pickup himself, realizing that he would have been absolutely in harm's way if that happened. Just trying to make Butterfly Effect's life a whole lot more challenging. But at least Garn now has the boots of speed coming out to him. I don't really think it's going to enable him to go for any sort of kills, though. That's the downside. It's more of an escape mechanism.
Yeah, because it's if you leave the lane, then you just have a TA beating onto your tower. Like, that's the one hero you don't really want to leave alone. What do we want to see Hara start doing over the next couple of minutes? Because we'll get to a stage shortly where you need to leave the Timbersaw. There's a hero that can, is very self-sufficient around level 5. So you're wanting to see him rotate top. Does he need to consider about making stacks as well for Butterfly Effect?
You're not the greatest at making stacks. I mean, you're a Spirit Breaker, right? I think this rotation is really good. And you see the time that he does it right at nighttime. He instantly cancelled his charge, though. So a little bit off the mark there with the spell casting. It's going to be another 15 seconds as a result before he's able to do anything. And, well, I mean, that might just give them the information that, hey, he hasn't shown down bottom for this last little bit in time. So, be prepared for it. Make sure that you're playing very defensively. Maybe set up a ward. And you can see DQQ, he's already got an Observer Sentry combination ready to come out to him. He just wants to get the boots of speed as well. Not much you can do against that.
It's really not. So, have they been stacking? There's a double the Ancients, double the Hard.
It's blocked, though.
And that is all they got.
Sentry. Should be able to see this as well.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that, yeah. So I'm like, where's the Sentry? What are you speaking about? I didn't see it. Is it the Hard camp, though? And you've got a regen for Butterfly Effect, so not a crazy room, but at least you take it away from the Primal Beast.
Things are going incredibly well for iG.Vitality, we have to say, right? 3k lead, 6 minutes in. Primal Beast really isn't working out in the way that we thought it would. And I was honestly a little surprised with this pick when it did come out, right? Into the TA. It's not the greatest. If you do have setup for it, again, like, it is pretty solid, but they just haven't been able to make these rotations, right? They didn't get the kill onto the Timbersaw. They haven't used either of their blood grenades that they started the game with. So big props need to be given to iG.Vitality for, like, dissolving the lane in the way that they did, right? Just making sure that you couldn't just look to man fight up into this Timbersaw and get the first blood for your team.
Dom's in trouble again. They already got him Observer, so as soon as he TP'd in, there was a charge coming out from Hara. SJ is nearby to provide some assistance, and this time Dom's going to be okay.
Use the blood grenade too.
Wants to try and step in just in case it's required, so you got 3v3 up top, but of course this net worth lead, it's not going to shrink anytime soon. Now that Butterfly Effect can shove the mid lane out and go back and free farm in the jungle.
It's already taken the Ancients as well off the back of this. Anyone set up to be able to take that 7-minute rune? Looks like Pugged is in position to be able to do so while building up stacks. Hara as well, looking to address it. I mean, he's the one that's really sacrificed his game the most. Just not even level 3 up until this point, so this Wisdom Rune will provide him a nice little boost there. Comes a little bit more challenging, though, to be able to, like, put pressure on this bottom side now that Summer's hit up onto his level 6. Really the only one that would be happy with the start to their game so far is this Bloodseeker.
And that Observe Ward again. Scouts out the Dino, rotating top. So first movement we see down to Garn. Will not be rewarded with the kill. Uku is able to step back into the jungle. So this game just getting even better for the boys on iG.Vitality. Maybe we'll go for Ponyo though. Looks like with the damage coming out from the trample, should be enough. So there we go. At least Garn's going to be able to get that kill. Does have the greatest resources though to take a fight by this power rune that's going to be up in 10 seconds.
No, he doesn't. And I mean, SJ, I guess he is looking to join the rest of the team, right? They're still not going to scout out that sentry blocking up the hard camp. Are they going to be lucky, though? They are. Spawns up top, not going to be able to get a kill onto DQQ either. So, little pluses coming through here. SJ, I hope that he would have a sentry ward, and looks like he's got one coming out to him to be able to remove that block. who do you give this farm over to, right? I feel like it's really important to get this Primal Beast up to like level 8, I would say. Just a 1 value point in the uproll, maxed out Trample, Phase Boots, and Magic Wand completed. And then you could look to maybe make life a little bit more challenging for, honestly, any of the cores, right? They all can die as long as you've got that high amount of damage coming through. But you just don't have the net worth to be able to do it just yet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're going to make an attempt on Ukyo by the looks of it. You've rotated in some of the trying to avoid that movement down bottom from iG.Vitality. You got to be quick though, because Gaunt's in some danger as well. The rotations coming out. Hara going to be able to drop the sentry inside his backpack. I mean, he's still in range of the sentry radius regardless, so it will not even matter. And top lane, Ukyo is being caught out. He's going to try and stand strong. TPs are starting to come in. They'll be a little bit too late though, but Marblu might be able to clean up. He'll get the first onto SJ. He will not be able to stop the TP. What? Wow, that's a huge crew from the Phantasm. Okay, they will stop the TP.
Still does the max damage.
Do you like this build from Dome? The Helm Dome? I really, again, I don't have a great read on when you go Overlord or where you go Scepter, but I thought this was a Scepter game in my head.
What, just magic damage against Timber, way to break refractions, way to deal with CK illusions, that sort of mentality?
Yeah, that's, and I like, you can kill the Helm of the Overlord creep this game. It's not like you have a difficult way to defend towers on Dire. They're very strong early on. That's what I don't particularly get.
I think they just feel like they need a bit more space. The downside is that it's not like TA and Timber hate having space for themselves, right? Because you have to make a decision whenever you're going for this pushing style of build, you know? It's like, well, do we look to defend this or do we look to pick up our own farm? And if they're taking towers, they're not killing you. So that extra space is all that the TA needs to hit this really scary early timing the butterfly effect is working towards, right? Like if he can get into the BKB for himself, he doesn't really have to care that much about the Primal Beast damage, about the Pugna using the Decrep onto him, about the Fate's Edict being able to be used onto him. Blink Dagger as well, key timing for him. Desolator, key timing as well. So I really don't think they're going to care about losing like 1 or 2 early towers as long as they get the TA into these early items. So that, I mean, she's a hero that really doesn't need big cooldowns to be able to play around with, right? She could just keep going. Same sort of deal with a CK, same sort of deal with a Timbersaw, same sort of deal with a Spirit Breaker techies.
We're up top. They're going to try and make the attempt onto Marblu. The protection will be there from Ponyo to be able to cancel some of the pulverized duration. Ponyo tries to get the return kill gone though. He's okay. Meanwhile, Summer just beelining into Marblu, tunnel visioning for the Timber, but he's not going to have the damage by himself just yet. So good read for the TP out. That's every single hero top lane for Holy Grail to even make the attempt on the Timber. And meanwhile, you've got Ukyo free farming, bottom towers claimed, and you still have Butterfly Effect inside their own jungle.
It's exactly what I was talking about, right? Like it takes so much to be able to take out these heroes early on. The Helm of the Dominator helps, but it's not really until the Helm of the Overlord that you're really forced to make a decision of like, oh crap,
okay.
I need to... All right, free kill. I was about to say until the Helm of the Overlord, like that's the period where you're like, okay, I really need to try and maybe defend this. I need to commit some resources past just my Timbersaw and a couple of supports, right? And we saw there, Timber just ended up getting away anyway.
Another free kill. Whoa, it's a lot of damage. I don't know if this game gets any easier.
I'm trying to think of when it does.
Nice solo kill for DQQ. Yeah, take your time. We've got a little bit of action going on as Hara.
Oh,
lucky with the bash. Fortunate with the Raw still being on cooldown from Dome, so wasn't able to protect his fellow support. And they're going to make the attempt on Butterfly Effect though. Rupture's out. They'll be able to get rid of the refraction charges. They'll be able to path safely back to the tower, but Gon still is looking to giant dive deep. Aggressive use of the charge puts them under the pump as iG.Vitality need to make the call to bring some extra reinforcements. But they will just watch their TA end up being crumbled under the tower. Now Marblu will TP in, but it is too late to keep the TA alive, but it will keep the tower standing.
You see how important the Oracle is to all of that, right? Like, it was just constantly keeping track of, like, oh, does he have the Fortune's End available? Is he able to stop this TP away? And it was the Purifying Flames at the very end of everything that was able to even secure the kill where he nearly got back to safety. There really isn't too much extra that Hara could have done in that sort of situation. Like, he was playing that to perfection, just being able to be in place to interrupt TPs.
Gone. It's a lot of damage on the Hara. But all of the boys on iG.Vitality feel strong enough to fight as Ukyo cuts away the life for one. They're going to look to Dom next as well. Garm will do his best to disrupt. They've got the Roar as well. Dom's going to be able to get it off in the nick of time, but he's still in danger. The life drain from DQQ will not be enough to repair the damage. Summer's going to look to try and swing on over though. From the right side, they'll tick up the Timber thanks to the Rupture. Summer with the cleanup crew. Alrighty, that's how you do it. That's how you potentially find a way back in the game.
I mean, for sure. Like, I always had the mentality of, like, if they're going to come back into this game, it's on the Bloodseeker. I was like, but when? And then what is the enemy team going to have in response to it, right? Because, you know, even if he's got the BKB, you've still got a lot of damage that's going to be coming into you, right? The TA, yeah, the death doesn't feel too great for Butterfly Effect, but he's going to be going into either the BKB or the Desolator next. Honestly, wouldn't hate it being just that Deso, right? Because you can see he's even queued up both, but up against Pugna, up against Roar, up against the Rupture as well. Like, it doesn't give insane value towards the BKB. I really just think that you need it to be able to confirm the kills onto the Oracle like they just did. We saw DQQ put in amazing performances on his Dark Willow, but that time it just felt like he was a little hesitant with a lot of his spellcasting. Like, he had the decrep up for quite some time, he had the life drain when he was under complete safety of the tier 2 tower, and he was just a bit too slow to be able to use it onto Dolem. Maybe provide that little bit of extra protection that the Beastmaster would have needed to be able to, you know, get back underneath the additional armor of the tier 2 tower, because we know how important that's going to be against this team in particular. I mean, you're going up against a CK and a TA who's going into a Desolator, so I'm just going to do some quick maths here. 16 plus
2 plus 17
Don't start.
equals 521, and then you also have a random figure of 123 to add on top of that. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of
minus
damage.
21 armor is what it is.
Okay. Which is going to be very scary for them to be able to address. Hopefully the Pugna get pretty good with his positioning. See how much decrep value he's going to get out of it. Looking to build into the Aether Lens as well, but he's not there just yet. iG.Vitality trying to take a fight around the power room, which does spawn bottom. Fly Effect hesitant on whether he should take the fight or collect the rune. And
Actually,
he'll go
smoking
back
straight
and get the
away.
rune. They will smoke though, so let's see where they want to go though. They do have the Chaos Knight currently farming down bottom. He might be their target if they can be quick with the movement.
I'll have a look at it.
Great positioning. Look at that. Pops the smoke. And they're just going to charge the opposite direction. Feels like it's a little bit too tall of a task for them to take. They will drop an Observer down though, so maybe this can set up for a potential fight occurring the upcoming minutes with someone's farming pattern down towards this area.
I'm just thinking, like, when are Holy Grail going to feel truly ready to fight? Because Bloodseeker going into the Lincolns, that's going to be pretty huge, right? You just want to make sure that you're not getting charged to be able to start things off. You're not getting chain controlled. BKB still gives you a ton of value against the Timbersaw, but not too much else, right? The techies a little bit, and it's really, you are once again going to be that second line of initiation coming in. It's going to be Garn leading the charge a lot of the time, and he's got the BKB for himself, so he just wants to make sure that he's not getting blown up by the stuns into the Timbersaw damage that's looking to come through onto him. And I believe he might have the Helm of the Overlord complete as well for Dawn.
So what are we hoping out of this item now for Holy Grail? Is this even something that they could look to use to get an objective? Do they want to fight off the back of it, or is it not too much with them still being down 6k?
I mean, where's their vision right now? It's pretty defensive vision that they've got at this point. So I think an early smoke just to be able to get some... Oh. That's not too great.
Armor, please? No, it's not.
So, but it's just the pulverize, right? Such a low cooldown, doesn't really matter all that much. Oh, DQQ, you are in maybe not danger.
Another power in there for Butterfly Effect. He's doing a very good job to help secure these.
All right, I'm going to ask for your eyes on this one.
Okay.
No, just your eyes. Proximity mines, they're around the mid lane. Can you see them set up anywhere else? Because I really feel like that's going to be the next big test for Ponyo here. Like, how into the mind of Holy Grail is he? Like, how does he know that they're about to be able to make some sort of move? And where can he look to set up a lot of these proximity mines to be able to dodge out a few of these smoke ganks that might be coming? Because right now, they don't know that they've got these mines set up around the mid lane. Actually, no, they just exploded them, I believe, on DQQ towards the north side where he's placed that nether ward down. So maybe now you can look to make some sort of aggressive play up towards this top side of the map, put up some deep vision, and kill off the TA who's still looking to farm as much as possible towards that BKB. They pretty much got the best creep possible as well. The Ancient Granite Golem for that bonus HP percentage as well. How much damage that they're going to be able to output early on into the piece. And Summer, he's got the Lincoln Sphere for himself as well. So this is a pretty key timing for Holy Grail.
It's another great ward placement. As soon as I say that, SJ will find the D ward, but you've spoken a lot about the mines. We haven't really brought up the traps to provide vision as well, but it's also just the classic observer placements we've seen so far this game from iG.Vitality. It's been really on point. So even though it does get de-warded, they scouted this four-man rotation top, and they're going to be able to play accordingly now with that info.
I mean, the thing is, like, they're going to be able to play accordingly, and I feel like they're really hesitating a lot on Holy Grail, and you cannot do that. You cannot allow the TA
Is
that extra
Wobbly your
30
target?
seconds.
I'm going to instantly TP in on Nukio. Everyone needs to come if you want to take the fight. Butterfly Effect is still not showing up just yet. It's the false promise to try and give Garn a little bit of space,
so
and he's even going to try and TP out. Oh, he died in the base.
You have a sticky on him?
I think
sticky
so.
Teleport with him. Techies,
Well,
just another way to be busted.
They just seem super hesitant, right, on Holy Grail? Like, they don't really know what target to go for. Then a couple of heroes show up, and then they don't know whether to fight or whether to retreat. You're now showing bottom, but Bloodseeker's in the lane. You're going to see DQQ with the Observer Ward as well. So you can probably get this T1 tower for free if you want. I was going to say maybe Roche, but it is on that bottom side.
Might be able to get a solo kill onto this Pugner. No one else can really join in onto this kill attempt. Looks like Techies might start the movement down to be able to do so. Actually, they're going to commit a couple heroes here.
Bash.
He got lucky before. So one other thing that I do want to highlight that we didn't really get to see too much presence of in that previous team fight is that both of the supports on Holy Grail have Gossamer Capes. And I love this against a TA. You know, TA wants to jump in with that Desolator meld combination and just like one-shot you basically. And this is going to prevent that from being the case. You know, dodging out a spell every, 4 seconds or 6? Every 4 seconds. That's enormous, you know. Against a CK, not going to do quite as much because you've got those Phantasm Illusions there. But against a TA, I mean, just to be able to give you the ability to respond with your Ghost Scepter, with your Decrepify, with your False Promise, like this could legitimately be a game changer just off the back of some of these neutral items. So great choices coming through from the Holy Grail supports.
Yeah, we even just saw there was like value out of stopping the right click after the charge.
Yep.
Like, I mean, that's something you constantly go for. You charge in, while the stun's there, you try and hopefully get a bash so you don't have to instantly cast Nether Strike. Maybe it stops a little bit of the control from Hara, but, you know, that can only do so much as iG.Vitality now have the ages in their hands, and it's really go time for them. You know, you've almost got BKB onto Butterfly Effect. You are feeling immensely powerful right now, and still seeing a lot of difficulty with what Holy Grail are going to be able to do to combat that.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just going to be around like when is this BKB being used by Butterfly Effect once he does finish it up, right? Because the Heaven's Halberd is coming on Summer, and you know, TA ranged hero Heaven's Halberd is going to last that much longer, all the full 5 seconds to be able to really take her out of the fight. So it's just a matter of, I feel like iG.Vitality should pretty much And it's pretty rare for this to be a case against a hero like Beastmaster, but they should be the ones to get the jump a lot of the time. You know, they've got a lot of this mind vision set up. They can potentially have a lot of TA traps set up around the map as well. They've got a Spirit Breaker for the charge, always having that additional amount of vision. I kind of want to see them wait for Hara to get the Shadow Blade. It's only 300 gold away. It's not that much extra time. Just look to give him this creep wave and move Butterfly Effect back into the jungle, pick up some of those ancient stacks, a bit of that farm that is a bit easier for him to get. We'll give him a single range creep instead of the full wave. If he can get this top wave, it'll be happy enough.
That's right, the peasant only gets the scraps.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this is a real game changer, the Tormentor.
No, but I don't know what else you have to do on the map. So plus 250 gold, and I mean, Raid Destiny is pretty good.
It's the better of the two.
Yeah. Well, you buff up the lifesteal, buff up the Pugna life train as well. Like you said, better of the two, and you kind of have nothing else to do on the map right now. So I don't go for it.
I mean, iG.Vitality are just sweeping across the map now. They've taken a tier 2 bot. They're going to potentially force a rotation back towards the bottom side of the map. They didn't scout out this observer ward that Ponyo just placed down next to the tier 2 tower. They will slightly see Ukyo, though, just off the back of that Hawk vision. So nicely done to be able to send that one out at the time from Dolem. And I think he's got BKB coming out for himself as well. So a little bit more survivable, but again, it's really only against the Timbersaw. And the TA, the CK, they don't care at all. Once again, they are going to be the ones that get the earlier jump. They've been able to pick up that Shadow Blade on Hara off the back of a little bit of that that creep gold that they got, plus the tower. Make this charge happen. It's walking underneath a... Is that a pterodactyl? Was a pterodactyl. It's gone extinct. Were you ever a big dinosaur kid?
It was Ukyo.
Oh, that's a big jump.
May 2 go extinct. A lot committed just for the Chaos Side who activates the BKB. They're going to have the damage. But will they have enough to be able to go for Butterfly Effect as well? With a raw use, they should be able to address the first life. Will they? Butterfly Effect steps out of danger, but still the rest of iG.Vitality is struggling. Gone another charge over to the right side. A 2 for 2, but it's mean that Marblu can freely spellcast inside this engagement. So finally, though, not the worst for Holy Grail. We've seen a lot of signs favoring iG.Vitality. It's not done just yet, though, as Hara. Looking to charge Dolem down, who does have DQQ nearby. Even Summer's going to TP down as well. Looks like they'll be hesitant about continuing on for Dolem. So yeah, pretty good skirmish in the end for Holy Grail.
Do they see the TA? I think they do. Yeah, she's walking around underneath the vision right now, but it does feel a little baitish, doesn't it? With the Aegis, without having to use the BKB on Butterfly Effect. They would have loved to get either one or the other out of that one, but I mean, that was just one of those fights where I've been praising SJ a lot, but he wasn't able to get the false promise off. It was some pretty decent chain control, but there were small windows for him to be able to get it down. The Reign of Destiny was really nicely positioned, but not enough to be able to save him. Loving this build-up as well from Ukyo. I mean, the Harpoon basically acts as like a pseudo Blink Dagger because you're always, again, going to have those other forms of initiation, so you're not gimping your own farming capabilities while still having that extra layer of catch. And then he's going into the Nullifier. I mean, against Ghost Scepter, against Decrepify, it's amazing.
I was going to say, is it too offensive of an item, though? Because I was a bit surprised with how fast they're able to blow him up, even though he's got 3,300 health. As we might see it again. Ukyo, though, ruptures out Summer. Does he want to continue on with the raw? Oh, they'll just dispatch of him with ease. I mean, that's another kind of fight.
He was there solo. He had Techie's backing him up, but you know, that's not enough. You cannot go, especially during nighttime, with a lack of vision into that sort of area.
Well, they are not getting full usage out of the Aegis. Butterfly Effect is farming, but you've kind of lost this slight advantage. All you've really gotten out of it is the tier 2 tower down bottom.
Just seeing what they're even looking to build up into next as well on Holy Grail. As some looks like you'll be able to. Oh, you'll see the Lotus Pool being activated in front of MSJ, so he needs to get out of dodge. Is there any real big items that they've got coming out outside of the Slom? I'm not really seeing it. You know, like a Lincoln Sphere on the Primal Beast, probably not going to be that big of a game changer. I'd probably prefer him to go into the Shiva's Guard, right? All that additional armor against these heroes that don't care about the BKB that you're going to have popped when you're charging in. Also just attack speed slow against both the CK and the TA. You're going to feel pretty great. More stuff just to be able to slow them down a little bit extra, allow extra value out of your trample, out of the Slom, out of the Wild Axes. I really want to see him go into that as opposed to the Lincoln Sphere. Still just the 7 armor, I believe. No, he's got a bit more than that. +4 from the phase boots, but not much outside of that for the Chaos Knight. So, sorry, for the Primal Beast. So he's still going to be subject to that -21 armor that they've got on the CK and the TA just on their own.
Does the Lincolns provide them just the potential to be able to chain control one person and then blow them up? Because do we feel like his role now is just screw the damage, let me just get in, hold one person into place, and then let the Bloodseeker do the damage?
I guess, but like, he's just saying in terms of like, he's not going to get interrupted basically when he's using the Pulverize.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose, right? The only thing that's really going to stop you is the Nether Strike, right? That basically
at least
kills
how
what it's for.
Can see this going is you pulverize into Raw and they have no save. It's not like Radiant, you have save with Pugner and Oracle, and importantly you have a strong dispel with False Promise. Dire do not have that. Their way to disrupt is just solely cancelling off the back of spells on the enemy. But if you go Lincolns, maybe that protects it. I also think it's a very good Shiva's game, but I wonder if they can hold one person down for 5 seconds. Like, Summer's really farmed. 504 has Ag Shard. I wonder if he will continue with the Skadi or not. I mean, it's good versus the range, good versus the Timber with the healing reduction, but we've seen him do a lot of damage when he can have his team stun people. So I wonder if the call is just to get rid of Butterfly Effect. That's it. Just control him through the fights and go from there.
It's okay. A little unfortunate for DQQ to just die like that. I was about to say, like, most of the time when you see the net worth lead growing, you're like, okay, I'm pretty happy with this. You know, my team, they're solidifying the net worth lead, but not as much for iG.Vitality, right? Like, you've allowed this Beastmaster to almost get the full drums of Slom. I kind of want to see them take the Tormentor just to give techies that reactive taser being able to be cast onto someone else.
Oh,
actually
jumps in.
Commit.
They'll pop the Lincolns, the Raw's going to be there as well, but the Refraction being dealt with. It's a lot of danger for Butterfly Effect. Ponyo's going to do his best to keep him alive, but it is not enough. As now it's all up to Marblu to be able to turn the fight. It will mean that Ukyo doesn't have to worry about some of the spells as well. As he jumps in, assassinates SJ, but Summer's standing strong. Garn's going to fall up as well. The Sun sets up for the Blood Riot. Not be any follow-up though, Holy Grail. They're hesitant. Zahara, he's looking to charge them down.
They're really going back.
Do you want to continue to go in though, iG.Vitality? This is getting deeper and deeper into Radiant's territory. They've crossed the border, and do you want to stick around? Maybe if you can blow up the Bloodseeker. Summer, forward to 0 he goes, and now it's an all-out retreat. Holy Grail need to attempt to cut their losses, but Garn, he'll not be able to slither away on the left side. Hara and Marblu will catch up to him. Ease and Mimo. Ukyo pops off DQQ and gets rid of another member of Holy Grail.
I'm really surprised that they felt confident enough to go back in, but I guess so. Like, they were able to accomplish it very well. Was TA able to get any right clicks off in that previous fight, or did the Halberd come before she was able to pop the BKB? I didn't quite see.
We shall see very shortly with the death summary. Oh, sorry, with the fight recap. Unfortunately, we are in a bit of a pause.
Oh, God. A different version of Carle?
Maybe. What could the version be? I don't know.
Here we go. We can even get a replay. Ooh.
Oh, we don't see what happened to the TA.
Oh, my God.
Whoa. Relax now.
It did feel like they were kind of in two minds. And even like I was watching the Beastmaster's net worth towards the latter end of this team fight. He's got enough to be able to buy the Aghanim Scepter right now. And he's got his courier waiting there at the side shop. So I was thinking, maybe is that going to be enough just to be able to, you know, turn this fight around, have that little bit of extra sustain?
Can Bloodseeker fight without BKB with what we just saw? Like, you can use it to try and blow on one member, but I don't know if Timber's still alive and you don't have BKB if you can reinitiate.
So I think maybe the Slom is going to change things with regards to the Timbersaw, right? He's not going to be able to... Like, you've still got the blow-up potential, right? But he's not going to feel quite as confident and unkillable once he does get into the middle of these fights, you know? Like, I suppose he has the Aghanim Shard, and he has just switched over to the BKB Q up instead of the Ive Scardy. So I can see an argument for both.
Had it. Okay. I just kind of... Just a classic build on Bloodseeker. I just already thought he had it. So, okay. Well, when he gets it, his game is going to get much easier. But still that fight, I mean, the net worth lead was hovering around 10k, and then one fight from iG.Vitality, it's blown up to 17,000 now. So with this lead, we'll see if they're going to be able to take Roshan. I believe they saw maybe it was under the ward.
Radiant's top tower
Maybe.
I think.
We'll see. We'll see how they look to react to it. I mean, the Cloak of Flames might be revealing a bit of their position, and the Nether Blast absolutely doing that. Yeah, this is what we were talking about with those Techies wards, just being able to set up for all sorts of information, and Roche is going to spawn right next to them.
is under attack.
There we do.
Too late. They know. Oh, look at all the lanes as well. Completely shoved in. There's a fight that iG.Vitality are ready to take.
No,
Butterfly
Roche,
effect. Blink can skip it over.
On him and they're like, no, don't run away.
Are they committing for this? He's going to reveal himself. But Dome is vital to the success on Holy Grail. See how he's going to use the Raw straight over to Butterfly effect. They're going to turn the Trident with a Templar Assassin who's in some trouble. Activates the BKB. Now she's okay. And Marblue once again with a change to the middle. This is in a lot of danger for Holy Grail. But Summer, look at the life drain. Can he get the kill for the life still? He's somehow still alive. Summer can go back in now off the back of the false promise, turns to Uko, now goes for Ponyo. It's all on Marblue. It's felt like it's been that way the past couple of fights, but he does not have the boys and all the resources to be able to turn this one back around, or does he? Hara, he'll try and give him some separation, but it will not matter. Summer, what a huge fight for him, but importantly was all the support to enable the Bloodseeker. The Oracle, along with the Pugner, kept him healthy long enough for him to get the damage going.
Man, that was the Ultra Glizzy 20,000 coming through there from the Pugner. Like, just keeping him just enough, just healed enough. That off the back of, I believe, was there a Reign of Destiny down at the time? Even without it, we can see it now, blessing the Roche pit. I mean, this is the advantage of taking that Roche fight on the Radiant side as well. SJ able to buy back, TP in to the outpost and get that false promise off to enable them to get that full-on turnaround.
And so that instant raw usage on Dome as well. As soon as the TO jumps in, Helbert as well means he has to try and split away from the fight, not getting much usage out of the BKB, and then DQQ. The Zark is there. Marblue tried to kill him, but look at DQQ, man. He did his role. Summer resets. You get the false promise. Now he's zooming. You got to kill the supports. They just single-handedly won in that fight. I don't care that Summer got all the kills. SJ and DQQ were huge.
They've done it right the entire time, right? You even just saw DQQ, how low he was going. I think before that fight, he might have still had the Gossamer Cape equipped. Now he switched up for the Psychic Headband as well. So, you know, obviously able to get the Zuck off from a much safer distance. But, you know, even just little things, right? Being able to survive that extra second because of the right click not coming through.
One pop BKB. Hate to see it. That is your... it's down to 6 seconds. I don't know if that was your 6-second charge, but regardless, it is on cooldown now, but they do not know.
It's fine.
We shall see. We shall... Well, I mean, are Die really going to fight into this as well? You do have a net worth lead, but you are fighting into Age as well. I mean, we got to keep in mind, that was a fight where they were down 17,000 gold on Holy Grail. So the fact that they're able to get that is crazy. You give now an opportunity for someone to get into a scepter, and if he can get this item, we what's going on? Why is everyone popping BKB? Summer use his too. What is happening?
I don't know, man. There's some ways that you can make excuses, but not two in the space of a minute. I'm really surprised by iG.Vitality. Like, they've done a lot right in terms of their farming prioritization, but TA is one of the best heroes at being able to take Tormentors, and they have not touched theirs. You know, like, they... Oh, yoink. Spirit Breaker and the Techies, huge targets to be able to give that over to. Like, imagine if Spirit Breaker is the one getting ruptured or roared in a lot of these fights. Imagine if Techies is able to put the reactive armor on and make sure that the Bloodseeker, without the BKB, by the way, like, actually he's got it now, but it's on cooldown, isn't able to just right-click you down.
Okay, Rupture pops the Lincolns, and he'll instantly blink away.
I mean, almost level 25 on the Seeker, right? So might just rupture the TA twice.
Yeah, what have they got to pop it? If you... Not really a lot, which is a shame, because that second Rupture would have a lot of value on someone like the Timber, someone like their Spirit Breaker. Dude, Hara is going to be an issue in these late game fights. Marblue.
They found
that's a great target. And this is going to be able to protect SJ for the moment. They'll turn to the Timber. Is Marblue going to be taking enough survive through some of the damage? Someone's got that pure thanks to the Aghanim Shard. Marblue will get some distance away, but iG.Vitality don't have all the boys, and now with the break as well. In some danger thanks to Garn Scepter. And now here comes Hara, cross-map charge, they're ready to go, still Pugner. It's a 4v5 without it, but Summer looks to turn, standing strong off the back of the BKB. They're going to try and deal with the supporting class, so completely avoiding the Bloodseeker. Don't miss the next on the agenda. Can it get the roar off? It will not matter. They all surround the Beastmaster, and the recipe for success for iG.Vitality seems so clear now. Avoid Summer, deal with everyone else.
It's a pretty good strategy overall. I mean, again, like that Raw coming out so late into the fight. Look at that damage. He does like 90% of his team's damage just off the back of one hero. You're not really expecting Pugner and Oracle to do that much, but, you know, if you're not roaring early on into the fight, you're not getting that full value out of the Drums of Slom. You know, you're level 18 plus on the Beastmaster now. It instantly puts it to full value and gives you so much more confidence of just being able to stand in the middle of these team fights and right-click. Look at him. He's got a freaking Hyperstone, a Moonshard queued up on the Beastmaster. It could just be looking to pump in everything onto the Bloodseeker, but I really would see the value as well of just holding it onto it himself just so that he can right-click, get all of that lifesteal coming through for himself with the Reigns of Destiny buffering him up as well. I mean, there certainly is an argument of just pumping it all into Summer, though, isn't there? With the Aghanim Scepter that he's just finished up, with the Aghanim Shard, of course, with all that extra attack speed, might get to a state where he feels like he's unkillable as long as he's got that BKB up.
DQQ is so close to... Oh, don't show the lane. Okay. This is this tricky fight with that higher ground ward. They see Summer in the trees and Aegis just expired. He will fill the slot though with the Scepter. Has the Blood Mist now to work with.
It's pretty amazing against Spirit Breaker, even just against those refraction charges and the Timber Sword, even just the refraction charges, able to melt those. Any Yems on the team? No Yems.
I was just going to bring that up. I see no Yems. So they will know that's warded, and now they're going to have to play accordingly around that high ground. Spell Prism's going to be pretty nice for Dome, but we saw if he gets, like, it's... What is the ideal 5 for Holy Grail? Because it's back up to 22k. Because it really feels like both Oracle, Pugner, and Beastmaster don't want heroes on top of you.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more challenging. I'm just seeing as well, like, you mentioned it before, what do they have to pop Lincolns? They've got 4 Lincolns on iG.Vitality to be able to dodge out the Rupture, the Primal Roar. It's gonna need to be like a Life Drain coming through, or a Fortune's End, or a Purifying Flames, or something like that. And we've seen how vital these supports are to these team fights, that, you know, you can't just reveal your position, because if you do, you're gonna get jumped on and blown up. I mean, is it a case of you just need to go for the techies first? The one person that doesn't have the Lincoln Sphere?
Ooh, he
Honestly-
went AC. Where is my moonshot? They just smoked on the ward as well.
Pretty vital, though. Just providing a bit of extra protection to the supports as well. Summit is level
100%.
25.
It's
Oh,
just
that's an illusion. And you're under vision. And they're pinging him.
Like you said, though, Lee Sommer's 25, so he's got double rupture, pulverized
Look at that
short cooldown
shield.
as well. What shield
I mean,
am I
he's just
looking
going to
at?
be running
Oh, the
around. Like,
Bloodless, yeah.
just his bloodless shield. Like, it doesn't even need to have the active up. He could just
Radiant's top
right-click
tower is
creeps,
under attack.
constantly have basically an 1800 damage shield up at all times.
What do you buy for Butterfly Effect? He's got 3,900 gold. What are we wanting the TA to consider?
I mean, Psionic Trap feels pretty amazing against this freaking life-draining Pugna, don't you think? The Shard. Certainly where I would be looking towards. Just silence up the backline if they're giving you so many issues.
Yeah, because I was going to bring up, like, I wonder if you even consider something like a hex. We don't really see Hex anymore in tier. That was an item that you got maybe like a couple of years ago, you know, especially now with Bloodthorn being a pretty good item, especially with the crit too. So I was going to mention like a little bit of control. And I like the choice of the Shard. I mean, not only does it give you the silence, but also gives you extra vision as well, which is super
And
vital.
extra traps.
Yes. So
Just more stuff for Spirit Breaker to be able to see you and start the charge in onto you. You know, we already see that they've got the vision advantage right now on iG.Vitality.
who's a big issue. Like, Haru's about to be 25, man. He's had a
will be.
quiet game, but a pretty, so there you go, 25 now. He's gone for the greater bash damage, spell prism as well, and he's going for the Yasha and Kaya. So this is a late game off-lane Spirit
He's a
Breaker
threat.
who does so much work. Like, at this stage of the game, Spirit Breaker is a very big issue. As we'll see, DQQ, it's a bit of a love tap.
And you'd love to do that onto SJ instead. Pop that Aeon Disc at the start of a lot of these fights. So he has to be very careful with his positioning on the Oracle. Any Yem
Yes, he
still?
does.
I do not see one. Just a lot of
Dino's
observer
got
wards
one.
and sentries. Oh, Dino's got one, nice.
All right, smoke up,
Instantly
Marblu.
smoke.
He's in a pretty good spot. Action out of the blink. They're going to retreat to their ward. This is a difficult fight now for Holy Grail. Summer's going to start with the Rupture.
Lincolns.
Was onto the Lincolns, though. Butterfly effect.
Second
there
Lincolns.
we go. What did they even use for that?
Don't know.
Albert? I think Albert.
Could be Albert. This is a
First
spot
she's
where you
up.
can really use those Beastmaster boards to provide you a lot of vision. They're just, suffering to the chakram at this point, but you need to have that vision advantage. Both teams really looking to play around their vision as much as possible. Hawk removed from the equation. Early-ish Nether Ward being dropped as well, so if they scouted that out, that's really going to open up Marblu in this next fight that might be about to break out. Summer, his own Lincolns gets broken.
Both
By the
sides are
charge.
posturing for this Roche. iG.Vitality have a far superior setup, though. O'Hara will start. Charge on a Summer, wanted to try and force out some reactions. Butterfly effects in as well, but the Lincoln's going to get activated.
double rupture.
Instant rupture. Okay, double rupture used
Oh,
now,
never
so
mind,
he'll be able
never
to blink away. And O'Hara with the charge in. Marblu as well is going to fall off. The supports are in danger. Gone. He'll buy them some valuable seconds with a pretty good charge through. Now they get the pulverize as well, but it's out of the techies. Meanwhile, Summer is beating to Uko. Look at all the AoE damage. Summer, he might just be able to do it by himself. Where'd they go? They can look to Ponyo next over to the right side. Another miracle fight just before Roche. What is it with this team?
I need to see a replay of that. How the hell did the
Yeah.
Pugna live during that? He did not get false promised. I think he might have got Fate's Edicted, but that's about it. A lot of the attention was just being driven away from him from the rest of the team, and goddamn, DQQ, he ends up dying at the very end, but I really want to see this. It's a perfect target to be able to go on to. We saw the impact of having that Nether Ward down, of having that Decrepify get so low, everything committed onto him, and they're just not able to finish him off.
Radiant's top
You see
tower
Ukyo having to commit himself just to be able to take him out, and he pays with his own life as a result.
What? Dude, Summer's doing stupid amount of damage in that fight. That is ridiculous.
He did 10k on that last fight alone.
And it felt like the break enabled it though. Like you get rid of some of the damage potential from the Chaos Knight, you get rid of the Timbersaw's tankiness as well. And then when you have all that attack speed for Summer, Refraction stands no chance against him. So we are back at this stage where we have kind of an even ball game. They might lose Gun in the river. Marblu's going to be able to pump in a lot of damage now with this level 25, but SJ's got a great positioning. Now they're going to look to turn Hara's a big kill. And finally, the Dino's starting to pump out a decent chunk of damage. Hara's going to try and step out to the left, but Summer cuts off the escape avenue. Now they even see Ponyo as well with a charge up of the Fortune Zem Dome. He's got the Roar ready to go. But Ponyo will be fine. Utilizes the Greaves, gets rid of the Dispel. That's a dieback though. Well, I mean, when did he buy back? I don't know, but he's dead for 100 seconds.
That's a long ass time. And I mean, this is the first time that Holy Grail have been on iG.Vitality's side of the map for the past 30 minutes, I want to say. You know, maybe they pushed the top tier 1 tower at around that point, but since then, absolutely nothing.
They might expect the Spirit Breaker to have buyback by now, but he doesn't have the gold. Nick's 300. So I wonder if they're a little bit hesitant with this siege. But it looks like they are.
You don't mind taking away towers. I mean, yeah, if only they knew for sure. But like, I guess they didn't really have to pop all that much to be able to make that attempt happen previously.
Wait. Sorry, was that was third Rocher? What I don't remember what rating gives. Was that Refresher or?
I thought that was second.
Oh, Bloodseeker ate it. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Observer.
Oh.
It's like Bloodseeker. So what did he buy with the gold then?
Abyssal?
Maybe he hasn't bought? Oh, Abyssal. Okay. Look at him. He's huge. He's huge. He's still got 6k gold. What do you want to buy, brother? The shop is open. I will take
his
your
own
gold.
moonshot.
Why not? I mean, attack speed's great. Get rid of the refraction. Get some bashes out.
I mean, with the shard as well, right? Like this, it just allows you to basically have that Aghanim Scepter shield up really, really quickly into a lot of these engagements.
What does he actually buy? Like, if you don't go Moonshard, you... All right, Swift Link it is. So you probably drop boots.
Yep.
Once you get Swift Link. And you can be
well,
he's away from the team, and he did show as well. Radiant have to be a little bit cautious with their positioning. They were kind of tempting fate with Marblu.
Gets his Lincolns popped underneath the TA trap. TA has bought out the Psionic Trap shard as well, by the way. Doesn't have enough for buyback, surprisingly enough, with 33,000 gold, but 3,300 gold.
Oh man, that was a couple seconds shy.
Yeah. His refraction was just running out as well. That would have been a disaster.
No buyback, Bloodseeker bought out, and they only have a minute on this Aegis. You've got to get a kill off the back of this wall. They might be able to. Butterfly effect. Could be in some danger. There's the jump. Lincoln's pop. Gun's going to be in with the control. The roar as well.
No buyback.
His health will evaporate. And now the rest of iG.Vitality in some danger. The rock throw cancels Ponyo's TP. He's going to tick out to the Nether Ward. Whoa, it's up to Hara to do some crazy things with the Spirit Breaker.
He's got the gem on the primal.
Mid.
Or he's just
protect
too
the next
fast,
wave.
Maybe, maybe not. Ooh, Blink Dagger, no, able to charge away just in time.
Back to the bodyguard.
They've got one wave available, yeah. That Ancient Thunder Hide is leading the pack. How have they done it?
They can go again, right? I mean, Pulverize is back up. We saw how easy it was to pop the Lincolns. It was very
just waiting for this lane to be pushed in on the bottom side.
Can you be there? Whoa, Gun, can you be there? What is the damage turnaround? Summer's in, tries to turn to the Spirit Breaker. Can they get the bash onto Marblu? Any bashes? Is it a backpack or something?
Yeah, it is.
How did it get out?
It is.
Far out. I'm like, what's going on? Where are my bashes?
Oh, unfortunate. I mean, he backpacked the phase boots originally for the Aegis, but in the end, actually with that kill as well, the TA has been able to get enough for the buyback in an absolute emergency, off the back of, I believe, a trap that she had up at the time. Really feels like they should have been able to get more from this, right? Like, you didn't have a Spirit Breaker up for quite some time. You get a TA out without the buyback. The Primal Beast dies when you had the Decrepify and the False Promise still available. It's not the perfect play coming through from both teams, and both teams are still in it. Like, it's a 9k net worth lead for iG.Vitality. 37 to 63% win probability. I'd say this is 50-50. It could really just go either way in terms of, like, who finds the initiation.
This is scary, though. Holy Grail's still sticking around. I was going to have an angle for the charge. Dino has the potential to buy back, but you don't want to use it 30 seconds up. Meanwhile, Summer inside the river. They're going to reveal the positioning out of the supports. iG.Vitality stalking their prey. They're ready to jump at a moment's notice. Just comes down to the opportunity, comes down to the angle. Who do they want to go on first? Marblu, they'll go for Dawn. BKB is going to be forced out early on. He's got the raw to turn it. Abyssal Blade, oh, Timber's in so much danger once Summer's able to lock onto his target. Once again, another member dispatched with ease. Now return to the Phantasm Illusions, and Timber has no buyback, down for 90. Holy Grail have their full force ready to go.
Still going to be a while until that next Roshan comes up, but you can understand why they make that go attempt, right? Like, they had pretty decent information at the time. They just placed down that Observer Ward as they were looking to make that chase happen. But anytime that you've got this super farm Spirit Breaker, you want to make sure that you can make this jump. Like, he has the buyback now off the back of everything else, and like, he was able to get a pretty decent jump onto the Pugna, but once again, it's just some really good team play to be able to protect him.
Speaking of the Pugna, this is a goddamn hex that is now completed. He has a huge cast range with that Aether Lens. Not holding that Psychic Headband, though, still. So
it's all about just living.
You've got... Yes, that is the thing. Live, live, live. No wisdom room for you, though, fellas. We'll get stolen.
They wrought the Tormentor. I guess he's level 25.
He will not kill it, though, by him. It'll take a while. Right,
you underestimate the Slum.
We got
all right.
Storm, okay. Pretty nice.
For Beastmaster feels pretty good.
Who else is miss? Oh, they all have it by the looks of it. So, yep. Last shot of the game, at least for Radiant.
I'm stunned that they haven't made more attempts to take their Tormentor on iG.Vitality. Like, with the amount of times that you're getting roared and ruptured and pulverized, imagine if that was the Spirit Breaker instead with the planar pocket.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a BKB on the Spirit Breaker, but again, you don't really need it, because I'm just going to be a planar pocket advocate now. I mean, 75% magic resistance for 6 seconds. Like, you're just going to be diving in constantly. It's a 20-second cooldown, not that much of a downtime to it.
And he's even going to the Wind Waker on Hyra. So, very interesting itemization. What is Yukio doing here? Can they cancel it? Gone just a little bit too slow. Alright. Well, BKB on cooldown for 80. Roche is up in 30 as well. Will spawn bottom, but it's going to shortly rotate top.
Oh, I feel like they got the damage to blow it up, though. They're going to have the first bit of information, of course, with the TA2. It's just a matter of, is everyone else going to be in a position to be able to contest against it? You can see Ukyo off the back of that previous attempt. He's playing a little scared inside the base without the BKB available. They see Butterfly Effect as well, underneath the Hawk. They actually charge away on the Spirit Breaker.
Alright, 30 seconds. You get Roche before it changes sides. Do you even just want to leave it and start to set up? Diet. They're coming down, though.
There's 15 seconds. Can you do it? I don't think so.
I don't think so. They see DQQ. That's a great target. False Promise going to be able to keep him alive. They'll drag him back in. DQQ should still go down with the damage being dealt already from the Phantasm. Meanwhile, they've isolated Butterfly Effect on top of the stairs. Ponyo's going to try and protect him. They'll cancel the Pulverize in quick succession, which will mean TA is still in fighting shape. Dome, meanwhile, is in a lot of trouble as well. This was not the fight that Holy Grail were hoping for. Somehow they only lose 2. It looked like it could have been much worse than that, but with these heroes going down, it looks like it probably sacrifices Roche over to Dire.
It's just some really odd decisions coming through from both teams, to be honest, right? Like, they take that when they know it's about to move. They know that they probably have some sort of TA traps around. Yes, they got... Look at how quickly that melted, by the way. They know that they probably have some sort of vision around. Again, it was a great charge target. Some not so great positioning coming through from the Pugner. You could understand if he was like giving Roshan the Zuck from the bottom side of the pit, right? Because then he's never going to be the one that is the target of that initial jump. It means that you're the one that gets false promised up as well as SJ. You cannot be here, my man.
You cannot indeed. Has he got a buyback? Wait, Summer? What are they doing here? Oh, no, no, no. All the hard work they put in for this game to actually almost be able to come back, and now they get caught out with their pants down, not aware of iG.Vitality to be able to get there so fast after Roche, and now their buildings are going to fall so goddamn fast.
You're going to need to buy back on everyone, it feels. There's no real point of, you know, expending the Bloodseeker buyback if you're not going to use the Beastmasters too. I know it's only 15 seconds away, but that's 2 full lanes of racks now that you've lost.
Go for it all. Go for the Megas.
It doesn't deal with the strong illusions, unfortunately, DQQ.
Oh, he's back up, but it might be a little bit too late to mount the defense. They're going to try and make the 10. Let's be able to deal with the first life pretty easily. Gaunt, that's a great jump to the backline as well, disrupting the supports. It means they've broken the formation, so everyone else is split away from Butterfly Effect. The Bash is there. He won't be able to blink away, but it's going to be okay for the moment. It's iG.Vitality. They've been able to stand strong. Can they still turn this fight back into their favor? Because all the AOE damage coming through from the Dinos proving to be too much of an issue. They've dealt with the Chaos Knight. Now can they deal with everyone else as well? They're going to split to the south and split to the north. So iG.Vitality should escape. They weren't able to get Mega Creeps, though.
They weren't able to get Mega Creeps, but again, you did get a buyback out of Summer. That is the important thing. This guy is 15, 2, and 12 on the Bloodseeker. What was that damage done by the Bloodseeker in that fight? Oh yeah, just a casual 15,000 off the back of that. Crazy, crazy. And he's almost level 30 as well, so he's even got extra movement speed, about to be able to come up off of another couple of kills. What is he? 44 experience short of it. I mean, you don't have buyback. Just buy out everything that you could possibly want. If you were going to get a Moon Shard, this is the time.
Yeah, I was going to say that, or you may consider Refresher just for double BKB. Double BKB, double Abyssal. So we shall see.
There's no point in holding gold.
No, sir, there is not. So what do you do now? I mean, CK's up in 30. How much did they even use as well for that defense? So just the Bloodseeker buyback and the Oracle. Techi's buyback was even used as well, just in case a further fight was to break out. So 2 for 1, but still Mega Creeps is not up just yet. But they are very close to getting it.
I'm even just thinking, like, what is Beastmaster holding on to 7,500 gold for? Like, he's got buyback. No Blink Dagger still on this guy. Okay. Is there a reason for people to hold Iron Branches in their backpack? Because I see people do it all the time, and I'm like...
Triggered.
I get super triggered, man. That's 25 gold. Maybe it's because I'm a support, and like that money could buy me a
you don't get that much gold. Yeah, I don't know. At least I don't know why he's got the... I mean, the Iron Branch, let alone the gold as well. Maybe he's just trying to work out what he wants to buy. What could you be looking at here? Figure it out soon. That you do. Refresher, he could also be thinking about. He should not have mana issues.
Summer bought bots too on Bloodseeker. Backpacking the halberd. Could still buy Moonshot.
They're coming though. Lincoln's popped early on. Brady have a pretty good position on the high ground. Don't want the supports at the front line though. Marblue. Trying to give them some information to work with. That's a good placement of the Nether Ward, though. It's not going to be easy for iG.Vitality to deal with.
Just got to wait, though. Wait it out. Don't fight into where you know that Nether Ward is set up. A lot of your successful fights previously have been off the back of the Pugner being picked off at the very start.
Summer has 2k shield now.
Yep. Just Bloodseeker things.
with the lanes getting pushed in, it means they kind of have to leave this high ground to deal with them. So it's going to give an opportunity for iG.Vitality to reclaim the area. We'll be able to deward and get rid of the Helm of the Overlord creep as well. So it will be very difficult now for Dom to find another Ancient to work with.
But see, this is the long game, right? He was just waiting for those super creeps to come through.
Oh, we're 60 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, what the hell?
Radiant's bottom
He denied the bat. Yeah, all right, whatever. Some gold, surely.
Yeah, he just wants a super creep instead. Much better than some shitty ancient creep. Use the Helm of the Overlord on that. Come on. Ooh, come on, Dolem.
Do they have a way to get out of the base? Someone's going to get these T5s.
Well, it's what they're trying to do down on this bottom side of the map. Summer gets one.
Run.
Oof. Just get out. Is he lucky? What does he even want?
That's true.
Ex-Machina on Timber feels pretty good.
Are there any T5s you think could change the game for either
I think
side?
Mirror Shield for iG.Vitality would be huge. Against Pulverized, Rupture, Primal Roar.
Charge in. Higher. Instant Hex. Not going to last too long, though.
It's
Look at him standing strong.
Spirit Breaker
It's
has
a block.
6,000 health.
Has he got heart yet? Yes, he does. Apex even given to him as well. Why not? Oh, God. He got Fallen Sky. I really wonder what his options were to go Fallen
That's
Sky.
one of the things I wish. I wish that that was in the game.
They showed away from this bottom side. They just might say, YOLO, let's just commit, get the barracks, get out. Butterfly effect, you can kind of do it from afar. This will fall pretty fast. And well, you got Megas now to deal with. No.
God, I'm not sure if you want to... Okay. Spend your money.
Whoa, oh, DQQ. They're just forcing them. Oh, nice Hex into the Roar. He wasn't able to activate the Bulldozer. He doesn't have status resistance to play with. No way, 6,100 health. Who cares about all that? You just get ripped apart in an instant.
I'm doing some quick maths here. 6,100
Gotta
times.
get some creeps. Some creeps, get some creeps, get some creeps. Oh, CK's taking that. Oh, this is no good.
This is no good.
What are you doing mass for?
So 6.1k HP and Bloodseeker getting effectively like 2% per hit. So that's why Spirit Breaker is just melting so quickly. They've also got good old Necrobook creeps down on the bottom side. Book of the Dead, most of the time it's trash, but when you're in some sort of mega creep scenario where the enemy team is just trying to get outside of the base to be able to deal with it, feels pretty good. You know, forces them back, means that they're not going to get that extra couple of items. Got their own Book of the Dead, I believe, on the Beastmaster. I hear a roar. Oh, so to Torment, that's just a bit of gold.
I'd really like someone to play in this top jungle area. Maybe they don't feel safe, but you only have 3, or actually, they just need 1 more token, it looks like.
Yeah.
So what do you got? Book of Shadows on Garn.
Ex-Machina.
Which... What can he get out of that? Double Hex.
Yeah,
could
double
be
Hex.
huge. Double Force.
20 armor as well is pretty good against the heroes that it's up against.
They just need 1 more token for SJ. Unless they're God and he says, screw that. No, they still need 1 more. Well, that kill onto... I actually forgot who they just killed, but onto... Who'd they kill on iG.Vitality to let Holy Grail get out of the base? They kill on Tahara, gave them enough time to be able to get all these neutrals, and now you've got your 5th as well. So let us see what SJ is going to be working with.
He's level 25 as well, so an extra 1.5 seconds on the false promise duration.
Could be huge. That
I kind of want to see him get like a Seer Stone or something. Hey,
he got it. There you go. Summer's gonna kill someone through false promise. What's going on with my dome? Very nice play.
He's holding on to 9.5k gold, man.
And Uko just picked off up top.
Spend it. Bloodseeker's got buyback as well as his 10k gold.
doesn't feel like it's just a 40k lead. Feels like they
Just a 40k lead.
feels like they're much closer. Probability's 14%.
Yeah, it's not a 50-50 situation anymore, for sure. But I'd say 14 is about accurate. They'd love to be able to force
Oh, God.
He's got the Book of Shadows.
Aggressive charge, but still with the AoE damage. Brings him down pretty low. He's going to pop out. Doesn't get the blink away. They're going to be able to drag him back. Gun forced to use the false promise onto him. Where's Summer inside this engagement? Look at the buyback out of Dome as well. That is a victory in itself. They will reset. Happy with what they've gotten now.
I was about to say, like, Gun, he ended up using the Book of Shadows the second time, and I'm like, man, is that going to actually kill him? Because then, you know, I don't think the Pugner would have been able to use the life drain onto him either, keep him healthy during that duration. But, you know, one buyback, pretty happy to claim that. It's Roshan that's up off the back of the Seer Stone. They actually do know about this on Holy Grail.
Can they smoke out of the base, though? You're going to have Megas inside. There's a catapult wave as well.
He's got pots too on Summer.
Nice scan. What a great scan. I know this is going on. iG.Vitality. Read it perfectly. Blue is going to be the first point of contact. He's got some illusion to play with as well.
Ruptures the illusion, the Spirit Breaker illusion. Still needs to be on clear out shooter. Yeah, and they're finally coming, but too late.
Too late indeed. Butterfly effect even pops the BKB just in case.
And the base is pushing in all three lanes.
And look at Marblu. He's going to jump with the backside.
Oh.
They're going to be so cautious because their base is going to be in shambles soon, but they might be able to get the kills and quickly retreat as Timber's in some danger. Activates the Aghanim sector, looks to strand strong. They'll be able to purge it off and secure the kill, but the throne, it's exposed, and that's going to be all she wrote. They'll pop the glyph, they'll come back, but it might be too late. Butterfly effect does way too much damage. The control needs to be perfect to stop them from going for the throne, from going for the jugular. Hex is out. They should be able to deal with the first life. Butterfly effect, he changes his mind now, looks to retreat, but everyone else is not there because meanwhile Summer's also trying to kill the techies, so they won't have the Bloodseeker off the back of the respawn. Butterfly effect, so able to get the blink away, but it means that Hara is by himself, but the roll holds him into place, and we can see truly how much damage that guard is able to do even without the Bloodseeker here. Somehow they are holding.
What? How are they still in this game, man? That shape should have been done. They weren't on the point with using the glyph to be able to prevent the creeps from hitting it onto the base. They were a little bit slow with that. They didn't get the second life from the Roche Pit. And somehow they just cling on. They know how close they are towards getting promoted into Division 1, but iG.Vitality, they're making them work for it every step of the way.
Well, Ponyo? Ponyo? They've got the boys playing with him. He'll make him work for a DQQ's got another round of the Hex, and with Garn's 25, the control is just ridiculous. That's a dieback too. So it is not like he was playing with buyback. He actually adds it available, but just lacking the gold.
DD. Give that over to Mr. Bloodseeker.
Oh, look at Butterfly effect.
Yeah, Rat Dota.
Oh, they're pinging the base.
Yeah, he's even got the Stygian Desolator as well on the TA, just for that little bit of extra minus armor coming through. It's going to be Beastmaster coming back, but remember, he is the one that bought back previously, so you cannot put yourself in a risky spot.
Can he buy Scepter on Butterfly effect? What's with people not spending their gold?
He should. He really should. He should buy the full freaking blessing. I mean, this is what you do in Rat Dota situations. Just find a way to be able to cut the map up, force them to be isolated, especially when they are lacking buybacks right now. Pugner doesn't have it for a minute. Beastmaster for 420. Nice. So, you know, if you're able to just wipe him out at the start, then... And imagine, you don't suddenly have to worry about the Primal Roar. You don't have to worry about Hex. You don't have to worry about the extra armor aura and the inner beast aura, like Bloodseeker isn't attacking fast enough already.
Who's caught out? DQQ. Can pop the Machina. And he's going to have to boys his backup. They instantly show up. Look at that. No man left behind. We're all in with TPs. Marblu might be in some danger. Keep in mind, this is still a 5v4. The lanes are in a great position. If there's ever a time for a fight, it might be now.
Man, I would have loved seeing the Spirit Breaker get that shield rune just because of how much HP he's got. Oh, they're using the Book of the Dead on the Beastmaster just to try and make this rat play happen. Yeah, keep the lanes pushed out relatively safely.
No, don't take it. Well, I mean, I guess what do you do? Level 30 butterfly effect, gets a wisdom room, but I don't really want to leave it now, even though with the boys close by. I mean, Marble's 30, Ukyo's close. Oh, who's bottom? Oh, they're mass TPing in. Dom activates the BKB, butterfly effect with all his damage output. Dom's in some danger, pops the roars. The life's still going to be enough. Where are the supports? They have their own fight going on because they're onto Ukyo. So it will be a 1-for-1 exchange. You got to get back to the base, so got to get back. Marblue throwing his back to full health though. Meanwhile, Summer's teleport has been cancelled. They're just going to go for the jugular and they'll get it. What in the God's name was this game one?
It was 71 minutes. That's what it was. You know.